Hey, I'm your coach, Pastor Nat, and you are joining us on Win the Day from Back to the Bible. Today, we're going to talk about how to develop the heart of worship. Periodically, I have the privilege of teaching at a Bible college in Mexico. Many of the students are the most unlikely of candidates to be at this college. They come from lives of thievery, of drug dealing, of pimping, and so on. But these are people who have been saved and radically transformed by Jesus Christ. So when they worship down there, I'm going to tell you, they get down. They sing, they shout, they dance. It's kind of like that scene from the Blues Brothers. You know which one I'm talking about. But how they worship, it's different from any worship experiences that I see around here. So I wonder, what makes them different? Well, I think what it is they have developed the heart of worship. I'm curious, how can we develop that same kind of heart? Let's go back to the Bible for the answer. Paul writes this in Ephesians 2, beginning in verse 1. And you were dead in your trespasses and sins, in which you previously walked according to the ways of this world, according to the ruler of the power of the air, the spirit now working in the disobedient. We too all previously lived among them in our fleshly desires, carrying out the inclinations of our flesh and thoughts. And we were by nature children under wrath, as the others were also. But God, who is rich in mercy, because of His great love that He had for us, made us alive with Christ, even though we were dead in trespasses. You are saved by grace. Think about what Paul just said. We were dead in our sins. We aren't born good. We aren't born basically good. We are born spiritually dead. We have a sin nature. Paul says that we walked according to the ruler of the power of the air. So does that mean we were living for astronauts or pilots? No, of course not. You see, we were children and followers of Satan. That is what Paul is telling us. Our allegiance when we're born, it belongs to Satan. We were by nature, at birth, children under God's righteous wrath. And then, in verse 4, we find two of the greatest words in all of the Bible. It says, but God. But God, who is rich in mercy and full of love for us, He made us alive through Christ, purely as a gift. This is why my friends in Mexico worship like they do. They recognize that they were dead in their sins. They were drowning with no hope of rescue. But God sent Christ, and He reached out and He grabbed their bodies. He pulled them to shore and He said, live. You see, this is how we develop a heart for worship. We acknowledge, we believe, and we live the grace of God. In reasons we will never know, Jesus saved us by grace through faith. We couldn't buy it. We couldn't earn it. We couldn't win it. It was purely a gift. When we acknowledge our brokenness and our total dependence upon God, it changes everything, even how we worship. So here's my challenge for you today. Develop your heart for worship. I want you to take some time and I want you to recount how God saved you. Remember what God saved you from. Embrace what God saved you for. We are recipients of unmerited and unmatched grace. So develop your heart by remembering and embracing this grace. When we do this, we will win the day.